I don't know that it's quite set in fully yet, just because it's been a whirlwind. Anytime, you change jobs, it usually is. But I couldn't be more excited. Anybody that knows me knows how much NC State means, and to have an opportunity to come back and coach here and coach for the coach that got to coach me while I was here is really awesome. He's done a lot for me, so not just as a player, but now that I've become a coach, he's helped me out a lot, and I'm just excited to be here and work my butt off and hopefully attempt to return the favor. I think Reynolds is the best gym in the country. I only got to play one season after the renovation of Reynolds, but I think it's the best gym in the country. I think the noise, the fans, I think that NC State women's basketball fans are loyal. They come, they show up, they're loud, they're into it. And I think that's true for NC State athletics as a whole, just growing up in Raleigh and being an NC State fan my whole life. Went to a lot of athletic events, and so I think that we have an unbelievable fan base, and I think that that's reflected through the women's basketball team. And so I'm not surprised at all that the 9 games sold out last year. I would feel like we have a good chance to do that again this year, hopefully more. And I do think it matters. I think it creates for an awesome experience for the student athletes here to get to play in front of that kind of environment, and I do think it definitely creates a competitive advantage as well. I'm somebody that loves the player development piece. I love to be on the floor. I love to do skill development. I'm somebody that's always going to be available if they want to get in the gym 6 a.m. I'm eager to do that. I think that the guards that we have here especially that I'll be able to work with and hopefully help continue to grow their skill sets and get them to places where they want to be. Anybody that knows me knows that this place is special to me. The women's basketball program is, Coach Moore is, this university is, Raleigh is, the whole ordeal. And so I'm going to give it everything I have each and every day. I'm going to be the best that I can possibly be. And I think that's the only way to do it because that's what we demand of the players. I spent 4 years at Indiana, so 2 as an assistant coach, and then prior to that, 2 as a grad assistant. Of those, the last 2 we played NC State, so 1 being in the NCAA tournament and then 1 being at Assembly Hall last year. And playing NC State from an opposing bench, it was an interesting kind of feel, for one, because like I said, since I've been gone, I have actively watched and cheered and rooted for NC State, from my couch. And so from that respect, it is a little hard because you're going into a game that you're having to prepare to beat a team that I'm sitting there rooting for every other night. But at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. I was a Hoosier, and Coach Moore's the same way. Even though he coached me and he's got love for me and he's helped me a lot, he wants to win. And so I think that because of that helps create some separation. And they were both great, competitive games. And so unfortunately, Coach Moore and NC State got the best of us in Assembly Hall this past year. But I think it was great for the game. Those were 2 really, really good teams, well-coached teams, competitive, passionate, players on both ends. And so it was a lot of fun to be a part of it. I think I'm somebody that's pretty high energy. I like to bring energy each and every day. I'm still pretty young, so I can get out there and play with them. I can get out there and talk a little bit of crap to them. So I think for one, it's that, and that at times can be extremely positive energy, can be pumping them up, but I think that also is reflected in competitive energy and in ways that I can challenge them and get on them. I'm definitely not somebody that's quiet as far as on the court coaching. I want to, constantly be giving them something, whether it's good juice, just giving them things. As a player, the second that your coach stops coaching you, that's when you should be worried, and that's something that Coach Moore has always said to us. And so for me, I never want a player to feel like that. I never want them to feel like they're, not being coached up. And so I'm definitely intentional about just staying locked in and being engaged throughout the course of the practice and things like that. But yeah, I'd say style-wise, I'm high energy. I think that any great team wants to play against great competition, and so I think Coach Moore is no different in that respect as far as he builds the non-conference intentionally. Each year, we're going to play some heavy hitters in the non-conference, not just to get us ready for ACC play, but at the end of the day, you want to position yourself to have a great seed in the NCAA tournament, to compete to be one of the best teams in the country. And so in order to do that, you've got to play the other best teams in the country. And so I think that's huge, not just to prepare for the ACC, but for the tournament and all that comes in March. all that's really left is to go get that Final Four. And so I think that that's the goal. Obviously, you want to include the ACC Championship again, both regular and tournament, but I think that Final Four is what we're all hoping and working for each and every day.